title of his speech is Resilience. Resilience. Julio Garreaud.
March 28, 1968. I'm standing on the door of the building that I've never been there before, but I spent here last night. It's a gloomy day. You cannot see very far. It's foggy, it's rainy. The parking lot is full of water puddles. If you look every water puddle, you can see the little waves that the rain is making in all the water puddles. I step outside and I stand on the rain. And I tell myself, this is a good place to cry. Why am I here? I'm at Fort Lewis, Washington, Tacoma, Washington, and I'm in the U.S. Army. I'm here not by choice. There was no my choice. And it was. I don't know what the world has for me. This is not the place where I'm going to be able to say, this is what I'm passionate about, and that's what I'm going to go do. I'll be told what to do. In my life until then, I always had a choice. I always pick what I wanted to do. I started mountain climbing at age 14. By age 23, I had climbed over 135 mountains in South America. You know, like David said before, I pick my mountains from the ground, from the valley. And I'm going to climb that one and that one and that one. And it was always my choice. When I became good enough, I pick you, and you. You are my team. The rest of you have to wait maybe another time. But here I was, with the idea maybe I was going to be a little slave for a long time, for 3 years. But I told myself, how am I going to love this? And the most important part to know here is I didn't speak the language. I've been in the United States for a few months. So I could not articulate how I could articulate many other things before in my life. If you've ever seen military movies, especially about base camp, you know, you cannot understand what the drill instructor is telling you. Because there are sounds that come from the throat. My sergeant was Sergeant Guyton from Alabama. Imagine that. How would you understand Sergeant Guyton? Later on in the morning, we do in drills. We still don't have uniform. We're still in Levi's and shirts and tennis shoes. And they try to get us into formation and doing military drills. And I remember going, you know, everybody's going. Everybody's going. I'm going this way. Everybody's going. The drill sergeant yells something, and all of a sudden, everybody goes that way, and I'm the only one going way. So immediately, everybody had to go into the ground. Everybody had to do push-ups. And now, who was the cause of the push-ups? Me. That did not create a good relationship with the people in this platoon. Many times that morning, they had to do push-ups because I screwed up. So I knew what was coming to me. After a few days, the drill sergeant guy can say, you're going to be the first squad leader. How can I be in charge of them people? Can I even talk to them? But again, that's a challenge. And I took it, and I did very well. And I get opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Why? Because I told myself that morning, with tears in my eyes, that it was my job to love this job. Otherwise, it was going to be a long 3 years of my life. And I got the most unbelievable experiences. Those of you have talked to me and know what I did in the military and the places I got to go and the things I got to do. It was unbelievable. From there, I went to Fort Sam Houston, Texas for training. Then I went to Walter Reed General Hospital in 1968. When the Vietnam War was going on, Walter Reed always has been the military hospital. You learn military medicine in there. You can do anything you are able to do because there's no rules in there. You can do as much as a doctor without an MD in your name tag. You can be a specialist for that matter, and you can do everything that MD can do. Why? Because you're in the military. It's a place for opportunities. From there, I went to Germany. From Germany, I was in the boonies, delivering babies, taking care of people, and doing great things that I didn't know how to do a lot of times. And then if it wasn't enough, then I said, I want to choose now. I want to go to Vietnam. So I put in my paperwork, and in 3 weeks, I got shipped to Vietnam. When I got there, they're looking for medics. We need medics. So I raised my hand. So I got assigned to a medevac unit. And what I did for 9 months, I made military rescue. Most of our missions were flew in the night. And I tell you, it was the best experience of my life. And from then, I had a family. What is to know that this thing that moves and have legs and poops is yours? It's an unbelievable experience. It's an unbelievable experience. I went into business. I succeeded in business. I sold my business. I got a new business. And today what I do is challenge people to think. Challenge people to think and to make choices. Like David challenged us this morning. Are you doing what you love to do? This is really time to think about it. Also, Bill talked about Florida. I just got back from Florida. It was depressing for me to be in Florida, really. Because I see these people, they are waiting to die. They're not doing pull-ups, they're not doing sit-ups, they're not doing any of that. They sit in the coffee shop and you look at them and you can see that their demeanor is, I'm waiting for the funeral home. And everywhere I go with my spandex, bicycle pants and my hat and all that stuff, and I look like a crazy guy, and people look at me and say, what, this old guy is doing these crazy things? Well, I'm doing that because I'm not stop living. Somebody will have to take my life away. I'm not going to give my life away. So think about it. If you don't like what you're doing, today is the time to put an end to that.